Harvest garlic too early and it won't store. Harvest garlic too late and the cloves separate. Hi, I'm Carol from Almost 2 Acres. Today I'm covering one of the most critical phases of growing garlic, harvesting and curing.
Unlike onions, which you can leave in the ground until the tops completely die back, garlic requires much more precise timing. Here's what I look for. The magic number is half and half. Count from the bottom up. When you have 3 to 4 brown leaves and 3 to 4 green leaves remaining, that's your harvest window. But here's a more reliable method, the test dig. About a week before you think they're ready, carefully dig up 1 or 2 bulbs. Cut them in half and look at the cloves. If the cloves completely fill their skins with no gaps, you're ready to harvest. If there are still gaps between the clove and the skin, give them another week. Timing varies by location, but generally you're looking at late June through July in most areas. Early spring heat can accelerate this timeline, so don't just go by calendar dates. Never ever pull garlic by the stems. This damages the neck area and compromises storage life. Instead, use a spading fork or shovel to loosen the soil alongside each row. Work about 6 inches away from the plants and go down about 8 inches. Then gently lift and loosen the soil around the bulbs. Once the soil is loose, you can gently pull the entire plant, bulb, stem, and roots out of the ground. Be careful not to bruise or cut the bulbs during this process. Immediately brush off large clumps of soil, but don't wash them. Water can promote mold during curing. Also, get them out of direct sunlight immediately. Sun exposure can actually damage the bulbs and affect storage. Curing is absolutely essential for long-term storage. This process dries the outer wrappers, stems, and roots, preparing the garlic for dormancy. You need warm, dry, well-ventilated conditions. I'm talking about 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit with good airflow. A fan can be incredibly helpful here. Avoid humid areas like basements unless you have excellent ventilation. There are several curing methods. Bunch curing. Tie 4 to 6 plants together and hang them from rafters or hooks. This works great for smaller harvests. Rack curing. Lay bulbs on screens or racks with good air circulation underneath. This is my preferred method for larger harvests. The curing time is typically 2 to 4 weeks, though elephant garlic might take 4 to 6 weeks. You'll know they're done when the outer skins, leaves, and roots are completely papery and dry. Once curing is complete, it's time to clean them up for storage. Trim the stems to about ½ an inch above the bulb. Trim the roots close to the bulb base, but be careful not to cut into the basal plate where the roots attach. Remove only the outermost dirty wrappers. Don't peel too many layers off, since these protect the bulb during storage. The goal is clean, dry bulbs with intact protective wrappers. Proper storage can mean the difference between garlic lasting 3 months or 12 months. The ideal conditions are 40 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit with 45 to 50% humidity in a dark, well-ventilated area. Don't store garlic in your refrigerator. The cold temperature actually stimulates sprouting. An unheated pantry, garage, or cool basement works well. Braiding works beautifully for soft neck varieties with their flexible necks. It's both functional and decorative. Mesh bags or netted sacks provide excellent air circulation for both hardneck and soft neck varieties. Generally, soft neck varieties store longer than hardneck. Some silver skin types can last over 12 months, while Rocambole types typically last 3 to 4 months. Use your shorter storing varieties first. Remember, all the work you've put in over the last 8 months comes down to these final steps. Get harvest and curing right, and you'll have homegrown garlic lasting you most of the year until your next harvest.
Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like more gardening information. I'm Carol from Almost 2 Acres. Until next time, let's get growing. I'll be growing in Zone 4.